So the next of the interviewees is this gentleman here who is preparing this Japanese white pine for display. And if I can ask Richard to introduce himself. Sorry to disturb you, Richard.
That's quite okay.
This is Richard. I've
Hello
known
there.
him for a while, but many of the viewers may not have come across Richard. So can I ask Richard to tell us who you are and how you got into bonsai?
My name's Richard Chambers. It's quite extraordinary. I've come full circle this weekend
Full
because
circle. How's that?
1993, 94, I started my bonsai journey doing workshops with Peter on Saturday mornings.
Oh,
I used to live in London and travel down, and every time there was a workshop, I used to come down and take part and collect things.
I
from his
hope I
field.
didn't teach you bad habits.
No, you were right in the middle of your legendary 21 gold medals at Chelsea run. And I was told that if I was seriously wanted to be in the bonsai, I had to come and find you, which is exactly what I did. And I'm back here this weekend.
And then you've moved on. But let me explain to viewers, I regard myself as a kindergarten teacher. You know, when you go to school, your first teacher is your kindergarten teacher. And although they may not be great teaching you PhD maths and all that, they give you good grounding. So I hope I may have given you basics which are good grounding, and then you take your journey further on. This is how most people go on in bonsai, don't you think?
You gave me the basics and the passion, and then I was lucky enough to meet Kevin Wilson, and I became his right-hand man for 25 years. Travelled all over Europe, demonstrations, teaching, exhibitions, and I've been his sidekick for a very long time.
So the 1990s is almost 31 or so years. It's almost like a person's working life when you think that people work maximum 40 years in a job. So 30 odd years is like your entire career in bonsai, you know, working career in bonsai.
It's 31 years this year.
31 years. Okay, let's go to the tree you're showing. Let's leave this one because this is someone else's tree. Come and let's have a look at this beautiful yew that you have here. I've been to Kevin's place and I have always, what you call it, lusted after this tree. I don't like to use that as term because I don't like to own and possess trees for the sake of it. But this is one of the few yews that I've really admired. And I always used to ask him, whose tree is this? Whose tree is this? He said, it's Richard's tree. You can't have it. So look at it, it's beautiful. So can you tell us something about this wonderful tree?
Yes, it's a Taxus baccata that was collected from the Spanish mountains in Galicia in the north of Spain.
Okay.
It was collected by one of Kevin's close friends.
Yes.
Kevin sourced it for me.
How many years ago would that be?
Around 25, I can't remember exactly, but around 25 years. And Kevin and I have been working on it ever since. And it's been to one exhibition before. It wasn't really ready. It's getting there. It's not quite ready. It needs...
Did you see it when it was first collected, when it was started without any styling?
Yes. We did the first styling with a guy called David Benavente.
Yes.
And there was about a 10-page article in the Spanish magazine, if anyone does want to.
Did he start styling it?
No, Kevin and I.
With him?
He did the article.
Okay.
A bit like you're doing now. He filmed it.
Yeah.
He did a video and he did a magazine article. So he was there. He just witnessed it. And Kevin and I spent 2 days wiring it
from scratch.
From scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, it was absolute raw material.
Okay.
It's been dug out of the ground.
So was this part alive? This ginger portion?
That was all dead.
That was already dead.
That was all dead.
So the only part alive was that?
Yes, and.
What about these bits? Were these alive? These branches?
These were living.
They're living.
Kevin is a gifted carver and he's created this deadwood area. And I think you probably struggle to differentiate from the natural for the unnatural. And if you actually look, this trunk up here is split.
I see.
And that was dead straight.
Yes. So this pad is part of that trunk.
Yes, that there was split away from that. We hollowed both out and then we bent this one down,
split it,
and that one back,
gosh,
and we created a top and a side branch. But it looked totally wrong because it was the only straight bit in the tree. So we created some more dynamic movement. Risky business, splitting and carving out, but it just proves that it does work.
Okay. And how big was the root ball when it was collected? Was it massive?
No, it wasn't much bigger than this.
Really?
It was, they almost come out like air layers, they very shallow root. And when they're collected, they shed their foliage and you think, oh, it's going to die. And then it puts forth, as the new roots grow, new growth. So you lose all the original mounting growth.
Was the original foliage bigger than this? Because compared to the English yews that we have here, Taxus baccata in UK, the leaves are massive, but these are titchy, really very fine.
I think that's purely because of the restriction in the bonsai pot. And it's like lots of species, the leaf size has come down. I don't really remember, because I've had it so long and you see it on a daily basis, but lots of people have commented that the leaf size is particularly small. I think that's just part of the bonsai process.
And what about the pot?
The pot was handmade and commissioned by Gordon Duffett. We invited him to the nursery to see the tree and gave him free hand to design what he felt was the best option. And I think it's a superb piece of British artistry.
When was the pot made?
The pot was made 90s? Very quickly.
Later.
I got the tree around 2005, so it was shortly after that.
I see.
So probably 2007, and this is the only pot that it's ever been in.
Yes.
It did look over potted to start with, but as it's put on its growth, it now, I think it fits the pot perfectly.
Nice. Yeah, usually you can tell a Gordon Duffett pot from miles.
Yeah.
And what about these cranes here?
The cranes are from a guy in Holland. I only know his first name was Henk.
Does he make them?
He makes them.
Really?
They are
cast
bronze cast on silver. He does cranes. I've got a stag in my box. He does grasshoppers, dragonflies on stalks. He's really is gifted, and I just think they're just superb accents to trees, and you don't have to water them either.
All right. Okay. So your bonsai journey started here, then Kevin.
And I'm back.
Yes. Okay. Good. I'm really honored. I feel really humbled, that people have been able to progress and go so far. And for those who are new to bonsai, this is a lesson for you. However low you start, you can rise to creating things like this. So this is another interesting journey.
Peter,
so
you're a legend, and this is a great place to start.
Okay.
Recommend it to anybody. Thank you.
I like that. I like that. Me, I'm just a lawnmower. You can tell me by the way I walk. And I'm just a gardener.
That's a line from a Genesis song.
Okay.
It's a lyric from a Genesis song. I know what I like.
Great. Okay.